much for joining us as we bring you this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports along with Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. So here is Miami's starting group. Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2. Chris Bosh is out there with Joel Anthony. And it's LeBron at the 3. And for the Thunder, Durant, Ibaka, and Perkins compose the front court. Westbrook and Sefolosha in the backcourt.
Well, the big story, of course, a year ago for Miami was the formation of the big 3, LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. And although it took some time for those 3 to click, eventually they figured it out.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Wade outside. And no mistakes on the layup. Steve, back to what you said about Miami. They struggled out of the gate. They were 9-8, but after a rough November, they kicked it on in December. And Clark, I think really the game that kind of spun them around was their first LeBron appearance in Cleveland in early December against the Kings.
Yeah, that was an impressive win. I recall that. That was almost like an NBA Finals type atmosphere in terms of the media attention and so forth. But in that month, they went 15-1 and really seemed to find their rhythm and quite honestly never looked back.
That's just a sloppy pass, a lack of focus there.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach Erik Spoelstra. He said offensively our mindset has been perfect lately, limiting mistakes, getting everyone involved in the offense, and not forcing shots. He said they've stressed the importance of maintaining that approach this evening. Guys?
Doris, thanks. Guys, shooting is a chief concern for them.
You know, it could be this coaching staff has seen something they haven't really liked in regard to shooting, maybe a poor week of practice, perhaps.
Well, they can't really think before a game about whether the shots are going to go in or not. I mean, it's all about playing hard and trying to get good shots and then building your confidence from there.
It's stolen by Wade. On defense, Oklahoma City. LeBron James on the wing. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. LeBron's now got his second bucket. Left side, Ibaka. Deflected. It's stolen by Wade. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Seems like that finger roll just comes naturally to him. Great touch.
Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. Harden comes in for Sefolosha. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for the Heat. House comes in for Mario Chalmers. Wade, no good on the free throw. And here are the Thunder now. 4-point game. He tries for 3. Ibaka, no luck.
I like the defense, guys, really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Haslem. And the rejection by Ibaka. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. The Heat lead by 4.
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Here's Maynard.
Look at Oklahoma City, and the Thunder were especially tough against the Eastern Conference last season. I mean, 22-8 against the East. In fact, only the Spurs and the Bulls had a better record when playing the opposite conference.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Oklahoma City right now, Nick Collison and Kendrick Perkins, they're inside. Maynard and Harden man the backcourt. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. You know, I didn't know that about the Thunder. They've gone, 22-8 against the East now, 2 consecutive seasons. Steve, pretty impressive.
Yeah, complete turnaround, too, from a few years ago when they were really struggling against everybody. But this young talent gelling, moving forward, getting better and better each season. And last year, you're right, Kevin, they dominated the East. They did awfully well to thread that pass there into the paint.
1:05 left here in the second. Harden kicks to Perkins, picked up by Battier, and stolen by Chalmers. The Heat leading by 8. Straight up, Durant knocks it loose. Collison against Bosch. Some solid defense from Battier.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
Boy, isn't it good to see Udonis Haslem back and healthy after missing most of last season with a foot injury. He's a guy who's really been the heart and soul of this Miami ball club over the years.
And that one misses. Steve Udonis Haslem, when he re-signed with the Heat prior to last season, he could have gotten a lot more money elsewhere. But, Clark, he wanted to remain in Miami. And I'm sure he is thanking his lucky stars that decision was made.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he and Dwayne Wade extremely close. And Haslem just kind of felt like he had a chance to stay in a place that he considered home and would be able to do great things. Credit him for picking happiness and contentment over dollar signs. Sometimes that's the best call, but you don't often see guys make it.
Here, here. Lock at 6. From 11 feet away. And that one's good. 6 points for Russell Westbrook.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Stolen by Harden. A finish. And he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. And that concludes the first half.
Well, Dwayne Wade in this one, 4 points, and he's picked up a couple of steals. Nice defensive output.
Yeah, that's been a really strong part of his game tonight, Clark. Disrupting the offense and playing those passing lanes.
Back in a moment from Oklahoma City.
Welcome to the Halftime Report presented by HP. Thanks so much for joining us. The Heat taking care of business. Great unselfish play. They're making the extra pass. Dwayne Wade has been productive. He's picked up 4 points and a few steals too, staying active on the defensive end of the floor. And the Thunder, man, they're putting up a fight. Just an impressive all-around team effort out there. They're going hard. Russell Westbrook leads the game in scoring. Also getting into the mix, Kevin Durant. That'll do it for us here. We'll go back now to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the start of the third quarter.
Let it go. Breathe a little, just let it breathe a little.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Breathe a little, let it breathe. My train just passed, so as I wait for another, this is the rhyme that I uttered. See, it's more than having the world in my hands.
Here's Westbrook.
Well, you could see last season with the big three that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Joel Anthony is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Chalmers in at the point. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, Udonis Haslem is a Miami native and a core leader of this Miami Heat team. Prior to last season, Bosh, LeBron, and Wade all took millions off their contracts to make room for him to resign. And Haslem took $14 million less than he'd been offered elsewhere. Wade said this wouldn't have felt complete or whole without him. The bigger picture is about sacrifice. People say athletes are selfish and care only about the money, but they're going to have to find another way to criticize us here. Haslem said, family has no price. $14 million doesn't add up to what I would have been leaving behind. Guys, some people rooted against the Heat, but plenty of reasons to admire them.
Hazel, so respected league-wide. Good to see him stay with the Heat. Thanks, Doris. And you're right, Steve, about what you said in regard to the Heat. You know, anytime you bring new guys together, there is a feeling-out period. But, Clark, obviously, this was an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys to figure out their roles and then accept their roles and excel in them. That's a three-pronged process.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot to deal with.
You know, with all the criticism that LeBron had in his move to Miami, all the criticism he received, it probably in some ways served as motivation for him after he got over the hurt and the pain of it. I mean, his mental makeup was a lot less jovial and more focused and more serious. And part of that is growing up, but I think part of it was the byproduct of what he had gone through.
Hey, he's worked hard to improve his jumper, but it still hasn't clicked for him.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. LeBron's now got 7 points in the game. That's perceptive what you say about his attitude, Clark, about LeBron James. And he did seem to have less joking around during games. It was out for vengeance, perhaps, almost. Steve, you called that Eastern Conference final last year, and you saw it firsthand, how he went right at the Chicago Bulls and a guy that beat him out for the MVP in Derrick Rose.
Yeah, and LeBron put on an incredible display during that series, Kevin. And I think you're right, both of you guys. I mean, LeBron used that criticism all year long, and his teammates did, too. They used it as motivation to prove people wrong, and I thought LeBron was fantastic. He had an amazing year.
Chalmers knocks it loose. Good if it goes. Anthony. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Heat leading by 14. We're still getting underway here in the fourth. Let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark of the Game report. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. From the get-go, they put their stamp on this one with their defensive intensity, and that's a big reason why they're up in this one. Coach has got to be pleased with their effort in that department.
Thank you, Doris. They made a statement with that big run.
They sure did. I mean, actually, this team has what I like to call spurtability.
Clark, that's becoming one of our trademarks right there.
Without question.
We're all over it.
One of the great basketball words out there.
And Clark, I think the defense was sort of shell-shocked by that spurtability. They were reeling.
Westbrook and Harden in the backcourt. Durant is out there with Nick Collison. And it's Ibaka in at the center. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And the shot is good. Wade's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Heat. Quick shot, and he hits the jump shot. Here's LeBron, guarded now by Durant. LeBron dishes to Wade, and Haslam kicks to LeBron. Passes it to Wade. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
Well, they keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this one.
Bosh can't get it to go.
That's not his shot at all. Way too far beyond his range.
And here's Harden for 3. Miami grabs the miss.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way. Last year, Dwayne Wade up to his usual tricks as he put up another great season. And we've certainly become accustomed to that. He scores, rebounds, and defends.
And he makes the first. Back to Wade for a moment. 25, 5, and 6. Steve, pretty much a standard year for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, we pretty much take him for granted at this point, and it's a shame because his greatness is just amazing, especially at the offensive end of the floor. And now playing with LeBron and Chris Bosh, what a scary trio for the Eastern Conference to deal with over the next 5-6 years.
It's the first time since having Shaq in Miami where Wade didn't really have to carry the load all by himself. I know he feels good about that. But he still managed to contribute when he needs to.
Going back, Clark, to Wade, as you were talking about him, it must have been nice for him to not have to score 30 points a game to give the Heat a chance to win in the playoffs for once. And, Steve, we saw that all the way right through the finals.
Well, it was huge for him to be able to share that scoring load with LeBron. Of course, LeBron kind of suffered offensively in that final series against Dallas, but for the most part, Wade and LeBron, just a terrific 1-2 punch all season long, and they are poised to make another run to the finals this year.
Mike Miller's checked in for the Heat. Here is Durant. A second chance effort and blocked. And Miami has possession. Cole, the pass to Jones. They're moving the ball. From 11 feet away. It falls after a friendly bounce off the back of the rim. And the Heat lead by 19. And the ball goes out of bounds. Turned over.
And, yeah, another turnover, and we've seen this a lot today. I mean, this team has not brought it. No focus, no energy. That's why they're getting blown out.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Thunderball.
Here's Westbrook. He cans that one. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade.
Mentally ready for the places my mind dwell. When I think about everything I'm faced with, man, will I prevail? No, I didn't come this far to lose, only time will tell. Haters wanna copy me and study my moves. Every year I rejuvenate